What is up, Ang Army? I hope everyone is having an amazing weekend. Just checking in here. We have some new members, so I just want to go through the Angry Nutrition Guy app a little bit again, just for some clarity. So remember, when we go to the homepage, you're going to see all your inches, your weight, view your progress. Now remember what you can do. So when I'm coaching you, you're going to put in your weekly challenges and your weight. So to do that, you're going to click here and you're going to put in all your measurements every week and your weight. Now, let's say it's a week where you're not doing measurements. You can actually just put 0 like this. Ready? 0 across the board. And if you do that, it will allow you to submit without having to put in your measurements and just get to your weight. But the 0 allows you to do that. And then your weekly challenges, we need this every week. So how did you feel hunger-wise? Cravings, yes or no. I could say yes, I had a craving for pizza, and then Coach Jordan will put in pizza eat items for you, so you'll submit that. And then if I want to view my progress, what's interesting is, remember, if you put in your measurements, you can see a chart change over time to see the trend line and the dates. So as your waist is coming down in your inches, not only are you going to see the weight, but you're going to see your inches change as well, which is really, really neat. And so I'm back in the homepage here. And so I have no food in today, right? But if I did, so if I go in my plan, I'm just going to build a day on August 1st for you guys real quick. So here I go. Breakfast. I'm going to have egg and cheese. I want a breakfast sandwich. And so I'm going to add 1 serving. I can click on full recipe to see what the serving is, right? So I go down to the bottom. I see there's 262 calories made up of 28 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat, and 21 grams of carbs. A very macro-friendly item. Dish, ingredients, how to. Now, I could change the serving if I needed more, or I was making it more for the family, but let's say I was having 1.5 servings, right? It does change the nutritional value for us, so it updates. So now, let's say I stay with that serving. I'm going to click on that I ate it. Coming to the nutrition tab, you can see here's your calories, macros so far for the day, and then grocery list. Obviously, that's all I have in for my groceries, but you can see the servings. Now, when you see an egg, 75 grams, it's just 1 whole egg. Keep it simple. For the egg whites, we like to use the liquid egg white carton versus separating yolks from eggs. That makes it really simple. All of the ingredients you're going to see are raw. If you need a cooked weight, let me know. I have a document on that as well. But for simplicity, protein, you lose 25%, water loss from raw to cooked, and things like rice, potatoes, couscous, quinoa, pasta, doubles from raw to cooked. So 50 grams dry, for example, would be 100 grams cooked. So now, when I go to plan, and I go back home, I'm going to go to back. There's my grocery list again. And I'm going to go home. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the menu, and I'm going to go into recipes. This is where you can see all the recipes that we have, right? All the recipes and the snacks and everything. If I want to break it down into category, I can do that, and I can hit breakfast, and I've got all the breakfast items, right? Snacks included that are breakfasty, protein waffle, all that kind of stuff. So if I wanted to come back to this, I could see if it makes sense in my life. Awesome. I could heart it like this. Then I will go into favorite recipes. I have a lot of favorites here, don't mind that. So at the bottom, there it is. So if it was something I wanted to go and do in my day, right? Get out of the groceries. I could be like, hey, I'm going to have for lunch the protein waffle. So I'm going to put that in. And then it was pretty low calorie, so I'm going to go like this. 2 servings. I'm going to add it in to my day. So now I've had, on this day, 749 calories, 69 grams of protein, fats 19, carbs 76. And then again, my grocery list will update for those items. I'm gonna go back into menu, and I'm gonna go into recipes. So again, I could decide for dinner, chicken, turkey, beef, vegan, vegetarian. It's going to toggle. And if you guys want to send me screenshots of your favorites, I can always build it into your plan. So you can always let me know about that. I'm going to go back out. Now I'm going to go into my ingredients. Now, guys, this is where you could, on your end, create something that you see out there in the world. And then I will approve it on my end to make sure the calories and macros make sense. So I put in this protein pretzels, and I just have to approve it on my end, which I can. So if you see things out there that you see, like a new legendary Pop-Tart or something that's not in the app, if you do my ingredients and you put it in, I can review it, and then I can accept it if it makes sense. Or if it doesn't, I can fix the macros and calories for you. Now, I'm going to go into my recipes. So I've made a bunch. So if I want to create a recipe, or if I'm in a restaurant, we've done this before in a previous training, but I'm going to do it again real quick. So let's say I'm at Cava, the popular Mediterranean like Chipotle restaurant chain. Cava, let's say chicken bowl, right? So it's chicken. I'm going to say eat and enjoy. Preparation, I'm not cooking it, I'm getting it out. Instructions, just eat and enjoy. Now here we go to the major part. So I'm going to put in what I got at Cava. Chicken breast, remember it's raw. So they usually give about, this is where learning portions and eyeballing really helps. So they usually give about 6 ounces, which is about 170 grams, especially if I ask for extra. 170, you can see the nutritional information is starting to toggle just for the chicken. And then I'm going to get some hummus in there. I usually give a tablespoon or two. So I'm going to put 28 grams. And then I usually get in mine, I get white rice. You can get brown as well, but I'm going to do white rice, raw weight. Remember, it doubles when you cook it. So 50 grams is usually pretty traditional at a place like this, which goes to 100 grams cooked, which is about a little shy of a cup. So that's perfect. So this meal so far at Cava, 432 calories, 7 fat, 43 protein, 44 grams of carbs. So it's very macro friendly, right? Now, what else do I want on there? Maybe I want some corn. Sometimes they have corn. I'm going to do 30 grams. Pretty easy to do. What else do I want on there? Maybe I want a little bit of feta. They usually have feta there as well. 28 grams. Boom. Now, a smaller female or a smaller person might reduce the rice down a little bit, but this is good for me. If I was a smaller female and this was a lunch versus a dinner and I wanted it lower calorie, what I could do is I could go, I'm going to ask them for like half the amount of rice, so 25 grams raw, brings the calories down. So let's just use that, and I'm going to save it. And now check this out. Here it is, right? Now here's the cool part. So it's saved. Go back in my plan, right, for the day. And so I'm going to go, let's say I'm going to have it at dinner, right? Because too tired to cook tonight or whatever it is. Cava bowl. And there it is. It's done. Simple and easy. I'm going to go back into my plan. Wherever it was, the 23rd. I'm going to find it again. Cava. Nice. Click on that I ate it. Here it is. Boom. And that is how you create something from scratch and build it into your plan.